Hey everybody, good evening. It is
Good evening.
it's a Tuesday night again, Teo.
Tuesday, I know. And it's like daylight,
Yeah.
actually.
It
So,
is you went right to it. Good evening everyone. We appreciate people tuning in, waiting for us. We're going to wait for a few more people. We've got some great guests tonight. We're here in beautiful Apollo Beach, Florida, which is the South Shore area. We're going to kibitz a little bit. We have Joe over here. We've got Joe behind the console. We have Don next to us and Teo, and we're going to spread the love around here about Apollo Beach, his wonderful business. It was beautiful today. Today was picture perfect.
oh, it was nice. It
Oh,
was nice.
great
I
day.
was working way too much, but
Unbelievable.
we made progress on the house.
I had to
So,
walk outside.
yeah.
I'm chained to a desk from Don. You don't know, 8 to 5, but I have to get up, and that's actually a topic later tonight. But welcome to our show. We want to welcome all the people who've ever watched before. I think next week might be a recap show of all the businesses that we have tried to help and
Yeah.
see where they're
I
at.
like to do that. That sounds good. Hey, before we get started, let's go into our disclaimer. So this is pure entertainment purposes only. Don't do as we say or do as we do. Do what you want to do, but don't blame us if you F around and find out.
Yes.
And this is strictly it's your choice to tune in and listen. And so if you're easily offended, please leave. But we try to keep it above board. But we're here to help people of South Shore. And that's Apollo Beach, Gibsonton, Riverview, Ruskin, Waimama, North Ruskin.
Even some guys that come into here like Zach. He's
Yeah,
at Riverview,
Brandon,
Brandon.
yeah,
South Shore's it's apparently the place you want to be.
it is. It keeps growing and growing and growing. Traffic is crazy.
It is insane, but they have done a good job with Big Ben. They did
Yep.
a very good job.
Now,
with
if
Big
we
Ben.
can just get Apollo Beach
Oof.
paved, it'll be Apollo Beach Boulevard, but that's not going to happen.
All righty,
but-
78 degrees, not a cloud in the sky, and as I like to say, chemtrail free.
Yep.
It was
We're boating village with a drinking problem, or a drinking village with a boating problem, depending on which version.
So we
So,
have
Let's start. Let's introduce Don Novak.
Don?
So Don runs Battery Plus. He is the battery guy, and he goes way more than battery, because I go back to Don and I have known each other for many, many years, and when I had the Corvette, I needed a special battery, and I had called around. He's like, "Oh, I can order that," because it had the top and the side post, and you're not going to find that at Sam's or Walmart or whatever. And ever since then, I need a boat battery, whatever. Well, I bought a new car. I bought a new cigar car last week, and bought it used, and it's a disposal car, blue.
It's very blue,
and it's a hybrid. It gets 60 miles a gallon, which is a trip that wasn't planned, by the way. But
that worked out good though.
Yeah, and it has but it only had one key fob, and I'm like, hey, I think I remember Don has key fobs, so I want to introduce Don, because let's talk about what you have at Batteries Plus and how you got involved, because you're ex-military and you've had a couple different roles since we've met, and then you started managing. Do you manage, or is it a franchise, or what's the deal with that?
I manage and yes, Batteries Plus has both franchise and corporate stores. Now, in this particular group, there's a franchise with 11 of the stores around the Tampa area and down in Bradenton and St. Pete.
And your store is in, well, it's officially Sun City, but it's like right behind where the Checkers was, not the Checkers, but now is the Checkers.
No,
and
it's
Taco Bell
behind Burger King and Taco Bell.
Right. And there's
Right.
Kiki's. Is Kiki's in there now? Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Absolutely. And we've been there. In October will be 5 years, which
Time flies.
it's just
Man.
it's just blown by. So I work for a good group. Richard Epps and his wife Kelly, they own this franchise, and they've done an amazing job. And just to give you a quick history, I'm an old Lowe's GM,
Right.
Yeah, and so the person who promoted me to GM is Richard Epps. So,
Okay.
So I trust them. They have a great family. They have very solid background, and so you want to work for somebody, and especially at my age, you want to work for somebody that you can trust. You know, and
Isn't
then
that few and far between?
oh,
these days?
it's really crazy. And so being great people to work for, and then I try to kind of echo their values when it
Mhm.
comes to running the store. So people that come in your store, if you look at us on Google, you can pull us up right now, and you'll see that we're 4.9 on Google. If they round it up, we'd be 5.0.
Well, that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny how some things show and other ones don't show.
Right.
And in return, if any of them were vetted, you'd be like, you know what? I wouldn't let that review stand either.
Well, and honestly, everyone needs a voice, you know,
Oh, yeah.
good and bad, and that's how you fix things. You know, if you happen to get a bad review, you address it. If it's a valid concern, you know, I've had a couple of people that, well, they don't offer this on your website, so you know, you get a bad review. Those ones you'd really love to throw out. But if you have an employee or someone that really creates a bad experience for a customer, you want to correct that right now.
Well, and if you're at a 4.9, if you think about it, when I'm irritated, I'm going to leave a bad review way more than I'm like, oh man, I need to go leave a positive. I actually have two that I'm thinking about just as I thought about this, that I need to go leave positive reviews, 5-star reviews, but I am quick to fire off a 1, 2, or 3-star review and point out. And part of that is me as a business owner. Man, if my employees screw up, I want to know.
Oh, without a doubt.
Oh yeah,
And I want to fix
You're
it.
not doing me any favors,
know?
but I don't think they went in with a sledgehammer though.
Right.
You know, it's like there's a reason why 2, 3, and 4 exist. It's not
Yeah.
always a 5, and it can't always be a 1. There's you know what a 1 is? Not showing up, taking the paint gun and painting the dog. You know what I mean? That's a 1.
We
4,
laugh. I have a 1-star review on my fundraising business, and I chuckle about it because you go and you can look at the guy, and all he has is 1-star reviews, and he bitches about everything, and I'm like, cool. And the reason I got a 1-star review is I refused to do business with the guy because it just smelled fraudulent.
There's also
Mhm.
people that solely put on bad reviews. They put no good reviews on.
He didn't
Right.
have a good review. It was everyone was bad, and it's always somebody else's fault. And I'm like, and people are like, dude, part of the reason I went with you is because this asshole's review. Sorry my language, but
Oh, whoa.
you know,
We need a siren on the soundboard.
yeah.
exactly.
So
Okay, Joe's gonna try to find it.
I was gonna
But let's go back to, so you got the reviews. Now you're way more than batteries.
exactly.
yeah, absolutely. So we do key fobs. We do cell phone repair. We're both
Oh, no way.
Yeah, we do. We're Samsung and Apple certified.
Are you a Shurion house or
We're a Shurion.
Oh,
or
really?
Assurant.
Yeah,
Assurant.
excellent.
Yeah. So if you have a T-Mobile phone, if you have an AT&T phone, and you buy the extra
I
insurance,
sure do. You're taking this home with you, dude.
we can fix that
Fix it.
fold or that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go to any one of our 11 stores. Well, there's one store, I believe, maybe two stores that haven't got there yet. But for the majority of our stores, you can walk in and get that fixed. We do their warranty work. So they come in. If it's still under warranty, we have a means to log into Samsung, log into Apple, and take care
Right.
of that work. But that's only,
and on the battery side, like I remember, and I don't have jet skis anymore, but I had my jet ski batteries, and it would suck, right? You buy the battery, and then I saw this the other day when I came in to get the key fob. You get the jug of toxic waste, right? The acid. Then you have to,
Oh, yeah.
you have to fill it up,
Sure
right?
do.
They actually will fill it up for you and charge it for you. And I don't, do you
Yeah,
charge extra for that? I mean,
no. So
it's all part of the deal. So
yeah,
instead of going to Walmart and buying your battery and then having to have all this toxic crap and ruin a set of clothes and everything else, Don and his crew will do it right there in the shop when you buy the battery.
So we don't want you touching that, basically. Yeah. So for us, it's all part of the experience. When you get a battery, it's ready to go. You hook it up, it's charged. You're out the door ready to go. If you have a motorhome, we do batteries in motorhomes. I've actually installed batteries on a large 40+ foot outrage.
Yeah.
Seven batteries, and we deal in Duracell batteries. We deal in Trojan batteries.
So I was gonna say you're pretty much the Radio Shack nowadays. When you
Well,
think about it in a lot of respects.
on
Because
a-
as a kid, you all got the Radio Shack battery and
on
you got the Radio Shack
yeah, but
flashlight.
the to-go stuff, because he's got great hurricane supplies.
See that?
Yep.
Go
and
deeper. What else?
he's got the car kits, so like jumper cables, first aid kits, stuff
Okay,
like that.
gotcha. So that's the
I was
angle.
looking
Yeah,
around
and-
when I was waiting to get my key fob.
Yeah,
done
we
the other day.
have
Okay, well-
we have some camping gear. We have Gerber knives. We
I
sell
love Gerber
knives.
knives. Love
Yeah,
Gerber. Make great
high
knives.
quality.
Yeah, so
440.
you can get so much more light bulbs. Nobody knows our light
LEDs,
bulbs
bulbs.
have a 5-year warranty on our LEDs.
Okay.
So you get a group of LED bulbs for your kitchen. Say one goes out, you bought an 8-pack. You bring that one bulb in, you get a new 8-pack.
There you go.
Okay.
So not a better warranty on the market for that stuff. So very, very, very good place to come buy those things. Our batteries, AA's, AAA's, American made. So,
Okay.
Not Philippine, not Singapore,
not any of
not
that.
Chinese.
Yeah. So come in, you get American made AA's, AAA's, which we have on sale this month.
There you go.
24 packs of AA's and AAA Railvacs, $8.99 a pack. You buy 2 packs, you get them for $8 a pack.
Yeah.
I mean, we reward you for buying more. And
Now, when I was in there, somebody had their key fob and they were replacing the battery.
yeah, absolutely.
And you replaced that battery, right?
Yeah.
It looked like you were taking apart the key fob.
And
for the
we
guy.
offer a service. So let's say you bring in a key fob, or 2 key fobs is even better. It's cheaper for 2. One for $23, 2's for $30, and we do unlimited battery changes for those. So they keep bringing those back over and over again. We recommend at least once a year coming back to the store,
You
getting
know,
it replaced.
I just think of my wife and I. We damn near got divorced when
my
I had to
gosh.
replace hers on her Sonata's gone, but I had to take it apart, which is like I had like 2 different YouTube videos, right? And you got the letter opener and the switchblade in there to pry the thing apart. And
The guy
then
did his 30 times
and
before
then-
yours, Teo.
and
we
then I'm
hopped out
thinking,
like butter.
oh yeah. And then I'm like, okay, it's a 2016, and I have 2016s, but I don't have a 2032.
Up.
Yeah.
So, then you got to drive to the store and get a 2032 because her key fob's apart. So it's not like she's driving her
They
car.
go nowhere.
Instead, I could have just taken it to Don and
Yeah, and for a little more than the price of the battery, just
Oh,
have it changed forever. And
done.
Do you do watch batteries?
we do watch batteries
Now
too.
think of that. How
Yeah.
many watches do you go and grab in a
Oh,
day?
yeah.
Watch batteries, it's a lost art now.
And we take
Yeah.
links out of watch bands.
Really?
So, for example, if you need, we have a special for that. And a little tool, we can take those out for you. But we do the watch batteries the same thing. You pay for it the first time, and you get unlimited changes. Now we do offer like a one-time change, but for the difference in the money, it makes no sense.
Right.
Why
You
would
know,
you?
Do you
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
to sew?
Huh?
Do you do to sew watches?
uh,
Because they're
I
a little bit more special.
so
To sew.
so
Oh,
here's
okay.
here's our deal with them. So we generally keep the watches at about the $300 range or less. And the only reason is that the higher end watches that need to be pressurized and pressure
Yeah.
tested should
like,
go to
like
a
our
jeweler.
like our tag, like
Yeah.
our
Yeah.
tags.
Like I have a tag
holder.
Howard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that makes a lot of
yeah,
sense.
those. So you want to take them to someone who can do those tests and have
And
the right
Boggs
equipment for that.
Boggs does that too.
Boggs will
They
do that.
pressurize.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask you too. What do you think? Technology is really, really what we live on now. What do you see with batteries? The future is going to be, and your store, because more things are running more batteries.
Well, we're in a great position for batteries because of course everything's going
That's what I'm saying.
more battery powered, but I've got a ton of opinions depending on the specific types of batteries, but I see batteries eventually going to like the sodium base or the salt based batteries. Hopefully that'll be out in the next few years, but we'll see. Or granite, they're experimenting with some more less volatile types of batteries, and hopefully that'll be something that we
I'll
can
tell you
produce
that
more
the
in
lithium.
the US.
I had the what was it? Ego. It was the green. Anyway, I bought the heavy duty blower
Mhm.
for our house at Jekyll because we get limbs and stuff on the
Echo
tree.
Crane too.
And it was a super heavy duty. It was $270 for the blower with the big old battery.
40
pack.
volt battery, right?
And it got wiped out in the hurricane along with my works. I had the work system too,
Mhm.
and they got flooded. So I had set that stuff up on the counter, and while we were starting to clear up after the hurricane, somebody brought some sandwiches, and so we're all sitting on the patio, and people are like, "What in the hell's that smell?" And we look over and on top of the bar, that green battery, and it's a big
That was
Yeah.
the works battery, yeah.
no, not the works
Echo
one blew
Green,
up, but the Echo Green or whatever it was, which is like the size of 6 of the
Yeah, it's
works
like a
battery.
hexagon, right?
And it looked like a Roman. We ended up grabbing it with the welding gloves and setting it out on the firewall on the seawall, and the damn thing it became like a freaking Roman candle.
Yeah.
Oh, it just started smoking and flaming and sparking, and we're
Wow.
like, holy crap!
Yeah, that's
Imagine if that had been in my garage. My house would have burned down.
absolutely, and it's happening. You saw that a lot with
And cars happen, right?
with the hurricane stuff,
Flooded cars.
flooded cars, flooded lithium
They
golf carts.
Yeah.
They caught fire, and that's the thing is, lithium. right now it's the most potent energy source, like the lithium phosphate batteries you could get. But when they catch fire and a chain reaction happens in them, they still burn at an amazingly hot rate. So it's
Yeah.
very hard to put them out. You can basically just have to watch them melt your car to
Well,
the
you can
ground.
peel them and throw them in a thing of water and they explode.
Ha.
You
Yeah,
know?
true
Yeah.
story.
Again, that would be part of the disclaimer aspect of the
Yeah.
first part of the show. And we're being, we're toning it down here for
Yeah.
batteries.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my bosses remain my bosses.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing.
So,
Yeah,
and you'll replace golf cart batteries in the golf carts, right?
Yeah, and we come to you. We'll go
So
to,
it's like the house call, the
Yeah, it's-
battery
That's
doctor
neat.
house call.
yeah, because what happens, you go to a golf cart place, and there's some great folks that run some great businesses for golf carts. Let me just put that out there, because there's enough business for everybody in this area.
Yep.
So, but what we do is we save you the trouble of having your golf cart put on a trailer, taken to a shop, and we're not my golf cart buddies will probably come beat me up, but we don't have any skin in the game when it comes to repairing golf carts. So we're not going to sell you anything extra.
Right.
We're going to put batteries in your golf cart. We're going to test your charger. We're going to, make sure everything's clean and working, and that's it. And once you buy your batteries, if you're in Sun City Center, you can drive your cart to my shop once a month, and I'll keep your water up for free.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So
Well, it's not like a lot of people have a lot of time there.
no.
Yeah, exactly.
You better not ask for that one.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
better have coffee and
Yeah.
donuts waiting for 'em.
Hey,
Yeah.
by the way, so talk about the battery thing. So I brought the van. So the family has a van that we keep.
I love it.
for our vacation house, and I love the van.
Now you do.
So when the hurricane got happened and we lost everything, right? We lost the house, the cars, and everything. I brought the van down, and it was like the 4th or 5th day, and then the car wouldn't start. And so I threw my little battery charger thing on it and brought it over to your shop. And it was awesome because I can't remember if it was you or one of your guys. I got the battery, but you guys put a little doohickey into the car so that the seat memory and the stereo stations and all that crap was still live. So after they changed the battery, I got in and I'm expecting I'm gonna have to set the clock.
the
And I'm gonna have
code.
to go and
Security
and by the
code
way, I've
from
been
death.
driving this now for like 35 miles, right? We've had it for like 6 years. Yep. And I'm like, I have no clue how any of this crap works because it's not like my normal Apple CarPlay or my 77 Vet that I have like down, I have the old Vet down pat on how to change the radio station because it's turned the dial. But I'm like, holy crap, I don't have to do anything. That's a detail. And I've
That's
had
huge.
batteries over the years. I've had batteries changed like Advance or whatever. And that's never been the case. You're like spending 30 minutes and you're driving and the car's going, you have to be in park to change it. And you're like, damn it.
Well,
Yeah.
some
So
of them-
that's an extra detail.
So
you guys
that
have.
little memory saver, and it's just standard practice for any of the batteries pluses. We do that just so as a convenience feature for you, because most people in some of the cars, especially in the late
Hondas.
teens, from 15
oh my
to
gosh,
2000, you would disconnect that battery and you've got to put the security code in.
you're done.
And who remembers
You
that?
have to contact Honda. You have to give them your VIN number and literally read your driver's license off to the finance person for them to give it away to you.
Oh,
you
And
have-
your
And
firstborn.
and on top of it, you have 5 minutes to get to your car to put the code in. If not, guess what? Good luck.
Yeah. So
Amazingly bad.
so that just makes that a little easier for
Yeah.
us. And
That's
and,
great. I had no idea because that's the biggest hurdle when you change your battery. You go out to your car, you set it back up, and no matter what, you can't do the presets, you can't do the clock. The navigation won't work unless you put your code in.
exactly. So all that stuff
Keep
is
your
taken
code.
care of.
That's
And
one thing you
and
have to
it's-
remember from the show. Keep your code.
so
in
it
the
doesn't
glove
matter. It
compartment.
doesn't even matter if it's $25 more. Just get your battery from Don. Okay. Hey, but let's go. We're gonna get back to this. We're
But
gonna take our break.
before you get too far,
Uh-oh.
we're not any more expensive than any of the
Okay.
folks
like
around.
that
Just
is
letting
true.
you know.
I've not paid anymore.
Yeah.
Well, like anything else, you can always shop everything to death.
Yeah.
If you're in the game, you got you two out of it.
Yep.
That's the thing. If you're twice the game, guess what, Don? We won't be seeing you. It's just if you're twice
Yeah.
the price, I'm out.
Yeah.
if you're in a relative ballpark of what a good service is for the good price, and the businesses that we've had here on the show, good philosophy. So we're going to take a break. We'll be back in about 2 or 3 minutes. And
Here's a word from our sponsors. So thank you, everybody.
got it.
The Web Design Ninja is your one-stop shop for all things internet. Our dedicated team has been building internet solutions for businesses large and small since 1993. We specialize in creating eye-catching designs, search engine optimization, complex e-commerce, and custom app integration. Whether you need a simple website or a complex e-commerce or phone app, our team of experts is here for you. Give us a call today. We're here to help. Hey, and we're back, and we want to thank a lot of people who helped the show come together. We want to thank Pure Romance Trish. We also want to thank Joey at Pool Kings, Apollo Beach, also the Flip Flop Shop. We'd love to show you a video, but it gets torn down every time. Again, Teo Web Ninja. Half the stuff is my duct tape, and the other stuff is his duct tape in this room. Of course, Jen Bud, because when he came up here, the place smells terrific.
Yeah,
and
you can't even tell I was smoking my cigar up here.
there you go. And JD Coaching Services and Realty. She's behind the console here. She runs the show. She's the engineer. She's tapping her feet and wants everyone to have a good time. So let's give it up for Joanne.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you need your business coached or if you need a little help, reach out to her. She'll point you in the right direction as well. She's also a realtor here in the South Shore area.
We also have Pressure Watch Joe
Right over here.
maintaining the soundboard, making the funny sounds.
We got anything, Joe? What do you got today? Anything good?
He's learning it.
He's learning it. There you go.
There he goes.
And, we're live here in Apollo Beach, and the purpose of the show is to spotlight local businesses. We're happy to have Don here with us tonight. And he is a franchise, but you're still local. I mean, you're still localized.
Yeah.
As opposed to some franchises that they're just big monoliths, and that's it. You have a community feel, too.
Oh, absolutely. So we do a lot as far as getting involved with the community. And if you notice,
You have your car show
We-
too that you sponsor.
sponsor
Where's
one
that?
or two car shows a year. This year we did 4 of them.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and so was really successful. We had anywhere from some days the lowest show was about 60 cars, and then up to about 130, 140 cars. We do that right over there in the South Bay Plaza.
Yep.
And that's again that plaza that's right behind Burger King and Taco Bell in Sun City Center, and next to Kiki's there. I'm sure everybody knows about the new Kiki. So
Kiki.
yeah. So anyway, but yeah, we do that, and then we do things like Toys for Tots. We have a huge following for Toys for Tots every year, and one of the car shows is actually dedicated to that.
Yeah.
our December show.
Joining us is Judith Cordero live from Cordero Credit Services, and she also has a marketing company, and she is a terrific person, local, helps people with their credit card machines, helps them with the services. She's joining us tonight. Hey, how's it going?
Hi, good. How are you guys up doing? And Joanne?
We're doing well. This is your second appearance.
Doing
This is your
awesome.
first
Yeah.
physical appearance, your second appearance on the show, but the lighting and everything's right tonight. So welcome. We have Don with us.
Thank you.
And she's going to ride around with this segment, and then Don's going to take off after this segment. We're going to bring Joe in. So feel free to ask any questions that you may have as well. She is dealing with credit. So, and that's on everyone's mind as well. Have you seen traffic flow running to your store any worse, any less? What are you seeing?
So the first month of the year, to me it felt different. It felt a little slower than some years, but the community's been so supportive of this store. It's interesting in Sun City Center, we'll get people to come in 3-4 times a week, and so it's hard to gauge, foot traffic when you have the same people coming in all the time.
And
But-
is that a senior citizen loan? Like I think of like my parents, right, or my grandparents. My mom will go in person to the bank like 3 times a week just to say hello, get her little cup of her free coffee or her tea and her popcorn. Got to stop and get the popcorn. And because they're in that senior city, senior kind of living thing. Is it that, do you think?
Well,
or is it just in
there's
general, or that you guys are immensely helpful.
There's a little bit of that, and the thing about it is we try and give good advice and help out. I'll have people at Christmas time bring in little, hey, this is a decoration I've had for 25 years. Can you put a battery in it? I haven't had a battery in for a long time. Do you know what it is? And we'll figure it out, and we'll get them going. And once they have an experience like that, they'll be back over and over again.
Okay.
Or I'll have the guy coming in that's wanting to buy his golf cart batteries, and may or may not be ready. We'll test the batteries, and we'll say, okay, here's your options, and not necessarily try to we're not desperate to try and close every sale like that.
Right.
We're really give good advice. We'd rather build those relationships, and then they come in and trust that we're going to give them good advice every time, and that's really more important than just about anything else.
Okay.
And I think that's what's driving the extra traffic.
So on the cash and credit, do you see much cash anymore, or
we do in Sun City Center, because again, you've got
I still paying cash whenever I can.
Yeah,
obviously
you got
a $200 some keep I'm going to put on my card just because I'm not carrying that kind of cash.
We've got you've got people
that
who
kind of money.
Well, you have people who grew up with cash, and
that's another thing. My wallet used to be like that. Now I'm running with a thin pack nowadays. My back's happy about it though, but everyone used to walk with a big fat wallet.
Oh
with
yeah.
cash
Well,
with it.
Domino's. We ordered pizzas for some people, and I feel terrible because it was a short notice thing. Otherwise, we would have definitely gone to South Shore Pizza and gotten from David. But we ordered pizzas for some people, and I run in to pick them up, and they wouldn't let me pay with cash.
Wow.
Yeah, I've seen that.
They
before.
would not take my cash.
U.S. tender's not valid here.
And I didn't really want to put it on a card. I didn't want to use my debit card because it was a gift. I was just buying some pizzas for some people for a certain reason. And I just wanted it out of my cash. And I have a cash slush fund in my pocket that when that's done, it's done. So I don't want to, it's the way I budget mentally. And so I was really quite pissed off. And so, so it's good to see that cash is still available in Sun City. And then Judith, let's go back over to your situation because you're doing the credit card processing.
Yes, we are.
Up and up and up, right? You're seeing it grow more and more.
Big time. Definitely. A lot of companies are going with it. Like if you're making $5,000 or more, we actually prefer you to have credit card processing. But if you have a small business and you're only making less than $4,000, between $5,000 to $4,000, it's good to use something that you're not gonna you're not gonna have to use it all the time. Like there's a couple companies out there, but I can't remember the names now. I'm sorry. I got it late this evening, but I wasn't actually prepared. But yeah,
Well, I mean, you have like Stripe and Square that don't have any monthly
yes,
minimums, et cetera.
there you go. Square,
So
Stripe.
now, and I have a question. There's obviously the different risk involved, right? So like travel is high risk, is considered high risk. Other businesses are, and travel you would think should not be high risk, but what happens is, and this is, I have patents in check and credit card processing.
Okay.
People will go on a trip, put on their credit card, and then decide that they didn't have a fun time.
Correct.
And charge it back.
Mhm.
You know the on the cruise line thing. I'm gonna steal Judas' thunder here for a second, but on the cruise lines, if you go on a cruise, you know how they have all those pictures, and they have facial recognition software so that they
Yep.
know that it's you, right?
Correct.
Well, do you know why that was created?
People freaking running out on them.
It was created to combat chargebacks because these people go, I didn't have a good time, and then the cruise line could go, oh well, here's 43 pictures of them smiling
Had
their
a great
asses off,
time.
Wow.
having a ball.
And a Lido deck.
And people realize that was actually how all that started, was to combat the chargeback fraud on the travel industry. And that was kind of funny. I mean, that was like 20 some years ago. So
Yeah, I didn't think
Wow.
about that. I thought they were just trying to sell me picture packages.
oh yeah, well they are.
Yeah.
They are.
And thank goodness
Yeah.
they went to digital now, because when they would print all those pictures,
Oh,
I
my
felt
gosh.
horrible that they were shredding them up and killing dolphins.
Oh, no.
Unless you're a Buccaneer fan, then you feel good about
So
killing
so
them.
Judith, talk about
Yeah.
Go
let's talk about-
Bucks. Thank you very much.
Oh.
Go Bucks. Whatever you guys say.
Go Bucks.
He's definitely want to kill some dolphins.
Yeah, that's your division.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can't say anything. I can't. I'm,
Well, yeah,
I,
you're
I'm a
down
green. I'm a
south.
green. I'm a Green Bay fan.
Yeah.
That's
so-
okay.
Yeah.
Pride, tradition. They're not a flash in the pan. You get good, good stock out of there.
Yeah,
They're-
good bones. Yeah.
But this turns into a football show from September to
Anyway.
January. You're welcome
So,
back then.
so Judith, credit card. So you guys offer credit card processing. Is it
We do.
all low risk? Do you do any high risk?
We
And
don't do high risk because Wells Fargo won't let you. We're an
gotcha.
ISO.
So, okay.
So like the marijuana thing that they have going on, and
Right.
anything that has to do with that smoking device. No,
Yep.
those are the only
What-
two that
what
I've
about-
seen.
What about alcohol or firearms? And the reason I
Yes.
ask is because I do a lot of nonprofit business,
And a lot of
Okay.
alcohol and a lot of firearms.
and we do a lot of veterans organizations and first responder organizations. Nonprofits that benefit veterans and first responders, and like the fire departments and the police funds. A lot of times, and veterans, they will raffle off firearms. Now, obviously, they have to go
Right.
through all the legal stuff, where it has to go through a firearm dealer and all that other stuff. But we're constantly looking for credit card processing for nonprofits, and they're all vetted, legit nonprofits that want to raffle off either firearms or whiskey. Whiskey's kind of a big one. We're doing a ton of whiskey raffles these days.
Yeah, we
Is
have
that something
two
you can help with?
customers. Yes, we have two customers that we have out in Tampa that does the same thing, and they love what we have set up for them.
So let's talk. We'll talk after the show. We'll
Definitely.
get together on that and see if I can set up an exchange for that.
That'll be
So-
great.
On a side little story, so we drove to Montana
Yep.
in June, and we went to
I-
Wall Drug.
I enjoyed that. Yep.
And,
I hung out with his granddaughter. She was my roommate in L.A.
and
Mhm.
I just think it's interesting when you're taking a ride like that, and you see some roadside stuff. These guys are giving you whiskey to try and keep driving.
Yep.
It's like, hey,
Yep.
stop by, have a sample, and keep going to Wall Drug. It's like- I couldn't believe whiskey samples.
So the crazy part about Wall Drug is it's
It's a town.
it's an entire town now. And it was if you're not familiar with Wall Drug, it's in South Dakota or
Yeah,
North Dakota,
it's
right?
South
South
Dakota.
Dakota. And this guy was a pharmacist, and he kind of inherited the drugstore in Wall Drug, and it was like dead, right? And he's like trying to find a way, his family's living in the back of the pharmacy. And
Dank.
and this is like, Model A's are cruising down the highway, and he's like, well, we could do ice water. And so the the kids got an idea, or somebody got an idea to put signs up, free ice water in Wall Drug, and it's now a city. It's an
It's a
entire
city.
city,
Oh, wow.
and it's been that way for like 50 years. But I remember
They
as
own
a
everything
kid,
too. They own
oh
everything.
yeah, it's all Wall, South Dakota, and but I remember being a kid. We went through. I was probably like 7 or 8, and you see every 5 miles you see a sign, Wall Drug, 190 miles, and we had to stop and we had to buy all the fake Indian artifacts and everything.
And take your
I
whiskey
got my
shots.
first bow and arrow from there, and you got your, there's different restaurants and all that kind of stuff, but you got to love alcohol.
So, have you noticed that processing fees have gone up? Are they leveling out? What's going on there?
We're keeping ours the same as we did the last couple of years, because when COVID hit, we did lose a few customers, and we said, let's go ahead and just keep them the same. And we do not change anything unless we give our customers 6 months or even a year notice. But Eric hasn't done anything like that. He's kept it where everybody's happy. No businesses closed down. If they did, it was because of hurricanes this year, not from COVID. So that was good that we got to help everybody out. And we still are, because we haven't changed any fees.
Okay.
Yeah, we've kept our prices.
And then
the same
for
50
online
50
stuff,
years.
you
Yeah.
use you partner with AuthorizeNet, or do you
We
have
use
different modules?
Authorized Net is one. Wells Fargo, of course, because we're going through, we do the Clover, we do a couple other machines, Ingenico. So we have no choice but to stick with companies that actually take that product.
Gotcha.
And since we're actually in ISO, that means that we can go to any store that has it to sell, and it would be cheaper for us to do it. That's why we could keep our costs down. But if you was just starting, it would be, I'm sure it's outrageous, because even Clover, we're staying away from Clover. Not that we're staying away from them. Let me not say that, but they're high right now, and they're not.
Well,
You bounce it around.
if you need a total solution, Clover's a good solution, but you're going to pay quite a lot of money for a Clover
Big time.
solution.
Yes.
And then you have the Clover rewards that you're part of, et cetera. So
right, but
I
Evo,
get if you're new in business, it's a turnkey POS basically.
Boom, you can accept anything right away. And some businesses, a percent or two doesn't matter. When you're dumping, $800 to have someone, do one of your jobs, for you to pay an extra 1% really isn't much.
Right.
Other jobs, it's tight. Like our $99 special, when we pay that, it's a decent chunk. It's $2, $3, $4, whatever it is. I don't even know. We can't, we can absorb that, but that's a slap in the face. But on a bigger job, if we had to pay a little bit more money, it's not going to change much.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the cost of convenience. Think about this. If you go back in time, you write me a check, I have to send someone to the bank.
Right.
You give me cash, I've got to make sure that cash is safe. I used to have a little bag, and in that bag you'd have cash in there, and you'd hope to God tomorrow night you'd go in your house and someone in your house didn't take it, or one of your buddies, with convenience there's a cost. It's just that simple.
Yeah.
And everybody, again, can buy everything at the cheapest of cheapest, but when you're in the worst time or you need help, the 9 hours of being customer support may not be worth that quarter point you saved.
Well, that's a problem we have. I mean, we have a lot of organizations with Stripe and Square, and we're the only, on the nonprofit raffle stuff, we're the only ones that can do Square, Stripe, or AuthorizeNet or Helcom, which is really rare. But the everyone else is Stripe only, and the problem.
What about Evo?
Never.
You don't use Evo?
No.
Oh, okay,
No.
they're great.
I'll have to look into it.
Yeah, we have a lot of all our customers. We moved from First Data over to Evo, and I mean, you can get on a call with Eric, and he'll take care of it right away. He calls who he has contacts with,
I'll have to see what their API is to build to that. AuthorizeNet, we started at the beginning, and then Stripe and Square, but we have people with problems. They have a problem with Square, and you can't talk to a real person. You get an automated chat bot, and then if you get past the automated chat bot, then you get somebody in the Philippines or India, and you're just out of luck. So
AuthorizeNet and Evo are the best.
Well,
I would say
authorized
that.
net is hands down awesome.
Yes.
So and Don, now your credit card processing is set up through the friend. Is it through Batteries Plus? Do they have
through Batteries
I'm
Plus.
sure they have a
so-
nationwide contract for all
Yeah,
that.
I'm not involved in any of that part of it. So
Right.
that's all handled by our corporate offices and that. So, but what we have seems to work good.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
So
It's
let's
whatever
run
the
down one
corporate
more
thing.
time what you have. You have batteries there.
Batteries,
You have car batteries, marine batteries, phone, laptop batteries.
phone repair, laptop batteries.
Really?
Not all of them, but
Those
a
the
lot.
standard
And,
ones.
yeah, and then
And they
and-
can order stuff in. So like my key fob, they didn't have in stock, so they order it in. It'll be in sometime here.
Key
Yeah.
fobs. What else do you have there?
we have let's see.
Go down
like I
all the
say,
aisles.
light bulbs, flashlights. If you want a flashlight, oh my God,
They have a selection.
yeah, it's like
If you want a blind grandma, we can help you.
if you want to light up a football field, we got a flashlight for that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Put
Just
it on the
remember-
boat.
But
Mhm.
you need to remember the hurricane season comes up in June. It's not that far off.
It's not.
No, no,
You
we-
load
wanna
it
buy
up.
it now.
we have weather radios. If you want a really good weather radio, we carry one
Okay.
that has everything from a hidden lantern in it, solar powered, crank powered. Will charge with your cell phone charger. Will charge your cell phone.
Okay.
Has a flashlight, has an emergency beacon on it, has a sensor so that if you happen to leave the light on, it'll turn itself off.
Okay.
What else
Uh,
you got?
Let's see, we've got emergency backpack with 35 meals in it. We've got camping gear. We've got lawn lights. We've got
And you have the best price on windshield wipers.
oh
There you go.
right.
It's windshield wipers is amazing. If you come see us, what you'll normally pay, and I can't quote everybody's prices because I'm not, I wouldn't be allowed to. I get heck beat out of me anyway. But for what you'd pay for one wiper at the dealer or some of the oil places, you'll get a pair of wipers.
We got crushed.
and we'll put
Ooh.
and we'll put them on for you. I mean, literally while you wait, we can go out. It takes like less than 5
Yep.
minutes. We put them on and you're good to go. We sell the bulbs for your blinkers, your headlights.
Quick
And
question.
hey,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to interrupt. I'm going to interrupt you real quick, and then we got the break after your question. The I mistakenly talk about paying more, and the concept is okay. You're going to a battery specialty shop, so you're going to pay more. And we actually brought this up. So his price on Rayovac double A's and stuff like that are cheaper than Amazon. His price on car batteries is the same price as Sam's Club and Walmart. So they are not more expensive. And that was on me because if you think about it, it's going to be Batteries Plus, it's going to be more money. And it's not.
No, we're on par with the local auto parts stores. We
They have
monitor
to be
it.
to stay
Yeah.
alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah, you
we have folks that monitor that, and they're amazing at it, and they adjust the prices for the market. And then also, I'll tell you one thing that probably will get in trouble for sharing, but at the end of the year when people were raising their prices, toward the end of the year, we lowered our prices on our car batteries.
There you
Nice.
go,
So-
America.
Yeah, so if you come see us, you may think that we're more expensive, but we're not. And then after you watch us put the car battery in or do your golf cart batteries, and you see the before and after. I post those pictures on my page, and you'll see it's an incredible difference. So if you pay $1,000 or more for a set of golf cart batteries, it should look like you paid $1,000 for a
Right.
set. So when you leave, we want you to be happy.
Cool.
And that's the biggest thing. So if you're not happy, of course it'll show.
And back. Oh, there you go.
Okay. Well,
There you go.
well, with that, we have Zach with us. We're gonna maybe extend this a little longer.
Yeah,
'cause
we'll,
Zach
we'll,
is
we'll
always
skip
on the go.
breaks. We don't need to show
Yeah.
the ads.
And
Well,
meanwhile,
guys, it
we
was
want-
nice seeing you, but I've got to
Thank
head
you.
out.
Thank
Okay,
you, Judith.
bye.
I'll get you shortly.
Judith, real quick, tell everyone how they can get a hold of you.
1-800-455-8868. And we have a Tampa number as well, 813-866-0033.
You can always
And
follow
we'll
her on my
have that-
page,
and
and
we'll have that
she's a
info
friend of
on the-
ours
on
on
the
the
show.
show. And
Thank you,
Awesome.
Thanks, Judith.
Thanks.
Zach.
Bye, guys.
Hey,
Hey.
we're giving away your tickets.
Yeah, and
Heck
I'm gonna
yeah,
see you.
alright,
I'm gonna
give
see
them
you on
away.
Friday, dude.
Oh yeah, very cool. I'm looking forward to meeting you in person for the very first time. And you guys
Absolutely.
having a good evening over there in South Shore.
Yeah,
Yeah, having a great evening. Hey, so we're going to be giving 2 tickets away for your Comedy Slam 3. You want to tell everyone about it?
Absolutely. Comedy Slam 3. Comedy Slam is Brandon's premier stand-up comedy event. Comedy Slam 3 is our 3rd rendition. That's going to be this Friday, which is March 14th. Kick off your St. Patrick's Day weekend. It's going to be an awesome show. Again, it's in Brandon at Elevate Events and Catering, which I believe is off Robertson. It's right in the heart.
Nice
of Brandon.
place.
Yeah, it's a nice place. They had a great caterer, got a great set of comics onshore and onshore, South Shore. That's a pun, I guess.
Who knows?
Yeah,
Looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to it a lot. I'm like you said, I'm always on the go. Heading to a club tonight to do an open mic just to get some work in. I have a show tomorrow night in Sunshine City Comedy Club in St. Pete. You guys can check me out on all the social medias: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Zach Stein Comedy. And looking forward to Friday. It's going to be an awesome event.
Cool. Now, do we have, since we bought shows, do we have reserved seats up there? Or are we in the front so you
Yeah.
can make fun of us?
You guys are right up in the front, man. Got the
We're
robe
hanging,
and everything.
we're hanging with moms.
She'll be there. My maitre d', you know it.
You know it.
Awesome.
So you
Yeah.
have that event, and anything else cooking coming after that one?
I'm going to be doing a VFW show. I think the last Friday of March. I got a few things. I don't have my calendar. I have some stuff in April. This is going to be a very fun event. It's, I believe, April 6th. I think it's a Saturday. It's at a joint called the Zen Den. It's like a coffee shop and smoke shop. They have a beautiful outside stage, outside setup. I'm hosting that. Headliner's a big deal. His name's Dick Roos. And I usually just post my stuff
Big
on
Dick
social media.
Roos.
as it
I've heard
comes
of
up.
him.
Yeah, he's good stuff. And so that's what's going on. But again, most importantly, especially for our South Shore viewers, Comedy Slam, Brandon, Florida. So it's not far at all, and it's always a great time. Howard and the boys and his wife were there. The last one, Comedy Slam 2, I think they had a great time.
Yep.
And looking forward to seeing you guys there.
Phenomenal.
You got it. In the meanwhile, you take
Cool.
care of yourself. Keep representing the Buccaneers. We'll see you Friday night. We're going to tell you who the big winners are, and we're going to get them a drink too. On
And do
us.
me a favor,
absolutely.
Zach. Drive safe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
Take care.
thank
Be
you
well.
guys
See you
so
soon.
much.
Damn
Thank
good
you.
looking kid. Look at that guy.
I know.
Seriously,
He's
Don.
got the Jewish
He's
the
got
curls. We all have those Jewish curls.
He's got the
going on.
yid curls going on. I do too, but they gave up like 40% in.
I love the Yid
Well,
curls.
hey,
not
let's
gonna lie.
go to our break
We're
real
gonna
quick.
thank Don for
We're-
coming out
Thank
tonight.
you so much, Don.
We're
We
gonna bring,
appreciate you.
Thanks,
Joe
guys, for
on.
having us.
And people can get a hold of you how?
Oh, you just head over to Sun City Center behind Burger King and Taco Bell. PM me online. I go by the moniker Don Novak or Batman, BATT for Battery Man.
There you go.
Um,
And you know someone there now.
Yep. Come in, see us. And if you just need good advice, give us a call.
Advice is free.
Advice is
Yep.
free.
Always free. Thanks
Cool.
for coming on. We
Thanks.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thanks for being part of the
Take
show.
care.
Awesome. Thanks. Surgery on Tuesday, so we'll see how it goes.
And we can either do it remote or we can just push it off to a different day.
Well, no, you can do it.
Wait, no, and Tail will do it from the hot tub.
Well, no, I won't. I'll have my.
It's a good.
I happen to be here with Aldo, who's in charge and runs the Cars and Coffee here in Waterset, which is a local phenomenon, which is kicking butt here and is a free event. He's going to tell you all about it. Hold tight.
Guys, my name is Aldo. I run the Waterset Cars and Coffee every second Saturday of the month from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. We're here every second Saturday of the month at the landing in Waterset.
What's the cost, Aldo?
Nothing. Here's the only thing I'm going to ask.
There you go.
Like cool cars, cool motorcycles. It doesn't matter if it's a classic, an exotic. It doesn't matter what it is. Come here. We need cool cars and cool people. If you're cool, you got to come over here.
You're welcome here.
Second Saturday of the month. Check it out. We have the food truck. We have White Claw. We have the vendors. Free coffee. We always have
I love the
everything.
Ackie. You know I'm a Honda guy.
Yes, yes. So check out the Acura NSXs, the Cybertruck, everything. And guys, follow us. Follow us, Waterset Cars and Coffee, in Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Waterset Cars and Coffee every second Saturday of the month, 8 to 10 a.m. Have a great day, guys.
Check him out on South Shore Live, too.
Boom.
Welcome back to beautiful Apollo Beach, South Shore Live, here with Teo, myself, Howard the Unknown Drummer, Captain Teo.
And Don disappeared.
And Don is like
He
the
transformed.
transporter.
It's like Chris
He's
Angel in the
gone.
building.
All right, we're now rated R.
There we go. Yeah.
We weren't even PG-13 on that one.
Yeah, we were
Oh,
like, we
I
were
bit
being
my lip
good.
twice.
Well, because Don and the Sun City crowd and
I
that, we
know.
wanted to be very careful on
Wow.
our language and everything. And
You
I
gotta
gotta
be
tell you-
respectful. Pressure
Well,
Screen
yeah,
Joe's with
yeah,
us.
yeah.
He's been with us 3 times in the show. Welcome. He's here, part of our little I guess little just
Family.
side talk.
Yeah,
And, you know, our little council here of talking about this topics and stuff. And by the way, the first topic I'd like to bring up is thanking everyone for watching the show.
absolutely.
Sharing the show. Our page is growing. You can find us on Facebook, my page, the Apollo Beach Closed. You can find apollobeachpublishing.com, South Shore Live on YouTube, my page, and even some of the local businesses that have been on have been graciously supporting it. Andre Ciapetta supports the show with his air filter company, his real estate, and his exotic cars, and Cars and Coffee. And I just want to thank everybody on that one straight up. Number 2, the topic is
Pressure
daylight-
washing.
No, daylight
No?
savings.
Oh,
This is beautiful
all
for
right. Oh, there
you.
you go.
You're working now in real hours.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
mean, this is great for you. You picked up some
So
playtime.
you can
now.
not, so you can start early and not upset your neighbors in the daylight.
Holy
Exactly.
God.
right? Instead of like starting at 6 o'clock and pissing people
Start
off.
early and work late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Get
this-
more done.
Working
Yeah.
late seems to be a thing that's happening more.
I wish
often
I'd
than
keep
not.
it here. I think we're done with daylight savings. I was going to ask Battery Don, but you know, there's more sunlight now. But for guys like I would do window cleaning. This is great.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Well, we noticed. So as I was headed over here to come here, my neighbor's lawn guys, they were just showing up.
Yep.
Which
Yep.
is normally they're like long gone by 5 o'clock, you know. So they were happy
3 p.m.
at 5 o'clock. They were happy to. They were just starting on lawns,
well, it's beautiful today.
you
too.
know, because you know, it wasn't that long ago. 5:30, it was getting dark. So
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got started with a paver installation project today at just before 12, and we were able to finish just before 6.
cool.
So, and it was a full paver installation.
So you're doing
small-
paver installations too, not just cleaning the pavers and sealing the pavers.
Yes, we kind of do all aspects of what's involved in your back patio area.
Okay.
Lanais, pressure washing, and pavers.
Okay.
That's what kind of we specialize
screens.
in.
So you do screens
Okay,
too? Yeah.
Holy cow!
Yeah.
Screens.
And it's a hot commodity, especially since, you know, unfortunately we had the hurricanes come, and sometimes it's an unfortunate situation for most, but it kind of benefits others that are in the business. And, you know, that's just how it works. And we've been able to thrive with the damage that's been done, unfortunately, again, to those who have suffered, but it's helped our business, and we're happy to help.
Cool.
And you're fair. Your prices are definitely fair. You show up. Your communication's great. You know, and you do a great job.
So now
Thank
on
you.
screen, so
Thank you.
let's talk about screens for a second, because I actually
Whoa.
And Christina, if you're listening, I apologize, but I don't want you to drive all the way over to do this. So my front porch is screened in.
Yep.
It's small.
Yep.
And my screen door is out of whack because
Mhm.
it got dinged by, you know, tree branches and stuff.
Yep, yep.
And then I want to put a kick plate on the bottom. Around my back patio, I have that 18-inch high
Yeah.
deal. So I need to put a 2x2 that's
Simple.
about 6 feet by 6 feet and do
Easy
that.
install.
And you do that?
We do that.
All right, we're going to talk after the
Summer
show because
fire.
I'm going to have you
Yeah.
come over and take care of that.
Yeah, that's an
that's
easy
how that-
job.
I
Less
wasn't
than an
ready
hour
to
in
do
and
it
out.
when Christina, my gal. So Christina built my cage. Her and Lenny, her husband,
Yeah.
and they live a couple hours away, and they were awesome. They gave me some hints on removing my screens, pulling the splines from the sides and bottom.
Yep.
So that I didn't lose. I have a huge screen room, and the estimates to replace are like $70K.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, it's
Crazy.
a 1,200 foot undercover bar area, and then the whole rest of it and the panels. And so she's like, pull all your splines. And surprisingly, mine was like the only one that wasn't totally destroyed. All my
course.
neighbors that had the solid roofs and everything else, theirs ended up in the streets or in the canals. So that pulling the screens did it. But when they came and fixed everything, because we had some tree damage on the cage and
Yep.
stuff, and I forgot to have them do the front, and so I want to rescreen those 3 screens in the front, and
I'm your guy.
and that. So I'll have you do that
Yeah,
and put
yeah.
that kick plate in.
And it'll save them a couple hour trip.
That's the thing. Is
Yeah,
they're
from having
not
to come down
they're Central Florida,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
For obviously replacing 60 some screens, it was worth the trip.
It was worth
but-
it, but one or two,
but
you know,
but to
becomes
do
a
to
little-
do a couple, it doesn't make sense.
Well,
So
the other
yeah.
thing about daylight savings is a lot of people got drag.
Mhm.
They get.
Oh yeah, I hijacked your daylight savings. So sorry
Yeah.
about that. Let's get
Oh,
back.
no
to it.
worries.
So
But
are you for it? Are you against it? Should we
Me?
change? I don't
Yeah.
know. I've been doing it my whole life. So
I think it sucks.
Me personally, I work 24/7. So anytime there's more light, it's great for me. I can see what I'm doing. And so it just makes it a little easier for me personally. You know, I'm a single income household of 8. And
Whoa.
so
oh,
yes.
I forgot about that. I forgot
Yes,
about that. You have
and-
all those kids.
Yeah, and so all those kids, that's right.
There you go.
And
You got a lot of them, man.
you know, and so it really benefits me to just be out there just a little bit longer, to get a little bit more done. And you know, the schedule's packed, so it helps. Yeah.
Good.
And I don't mind it. I'm a workaholic, and that's
Right.
that's kind of how I've always been. A lot of people tell
Well,
me,
some people
oh,
get tired from it. And like
they
know-
do, but it energizes me actually. You know, I find peace in it.
people are like, wow, it's only 8:30, or it's like yeah, or they wake up early. I woke up really late.
Yeah.
You know, I woke up.
I did too, like 4:30 this morning.
Fun, yeah.
Okay,
There's-
some
there's
of
a-
us had to go into the
I'm
office.
just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying though. It's just, you know, and I was talking to a bunch of people, and it's like, you know, they're draggy. It's
Yeah,
on the phone
yeah.
all day. And it's like, and I'm watching the clock like it's a Van Halen video.
Well,
you know what
luckily I
mean?
run off of ADHD, and so no
There you go.
coffee, no, you know, no nothing else.
Gotcha.
It's just
Well, you're
pure-
out in the field.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
you need the adrenaline.
I do.
Your hands on.
Definitely hands on with everything, and I like to be on site even when I'm doing an estimate. I'd rather, even if it's a simple screen repair. You know, I want to be on site. I want to meet you. I want to see what needs to be done, and
You're the eager beaver.
yeah, that's it.
And we're also going to talk about Teo's favorite thing in the world, and that's potholes.
Oh man.
I'm like, hey Teo, how you doing? These goddamn potholes. I'm like, whoa.
So
Hit us up.
you know, so Apollo Beach Boulevard has gotten out of control, and I think, and in defense of the county, as crooked as they are and corrupt MFs as they are,
Again, disclaimer.
disclaimer. The
Go Bucks.
you know, what's bizarre to me is so we got jacked on this 1% tax bill for, you know, they did the 1% sales tax for transportation, which none of it went to fixing the roads.
Where's the money?
No.
Right. Well, it all went to buses, and you know, if you look at the people on Hart, it's all
Thank you. money.
related. It's all corrupt. You know, Elon Doge finding corruptness. Anyway, it passed because of the wording, and it was found that it was illegal. So they have all this money that they have to give back, but they have no way to give it back. So
Take the buses back.
so they said, we're going to fix a bunch of roads. So we're going to use this 118 million or 180 million dollars to fix roads. So if you look now, of course, South Tampa is completely covered with new roads being paved. Ironically, nothing here, although they are going to do Big Bend, which is ironic because Big Bend is part of the well, yeah, but that was after Apollo Beach Boulevard. So, but the point is
There's
Big
some
Bend,
craters in
Big
Waterset
Bend,
Boulevard.
yeah, but Big Bend is funded separately on a different project.
True.
So they're going to use money from the tax dollars to repave Big Bend when that money should go elsewhere. But Fishhawk was built after Apollo Beach Boulevard has been paved, and they're repaving all kinds of parts of Fishhawk. It's like, what is up with this? Just fix Apollo Beach Boulevard. Come in and repave it. Now, Apollo Beach Boulevard is way worse because of the construction, right? You got to realize that probably 50% of the homes after, Circle K got destroyed during the hurricane. So it's constant trucks back and forth. And obviously that takes a toll on the roads, but they should pave at least the boulevard. I get the individual roads not doing it, but just pave the boulevard.
How long do you think it would take? If they did it right, 3-4 nights?
Yeah, 2 days.
2 days done.
2 days. If they had smart contracting, if you look, the problem is, so I read a lot and I love John McDonald. And if you're not familiar with John McDonald, there's he had a character. He wrote Condominium. He wrote Cape Fear. He wrote the Travis McGee series, and the Travis McGee series ranged from 1964 to 1984. And his books, he talks about the future of Florida, and it's great because in 1964 he talks about what happened in 1980. He predicted the way that instant Florida, right? All the construction, everything else.
Yeah.
And in one of the books, he talks about a guy, a character is a general who was retired, and he and his buddies that are ex-military are bored, and they're watching these guys total, pardon my language, clusterfuck build a road. And he's like, this is stupid. He goes, they're taking 6 months to do something that could be done in 3 days. So him and a couple of his other general and colonel buddies that are retired, they go and they rent the equipment, they bid a job, and they do it in like 4 days, and they do it in like a quarter of the price.
Yep.
And they end up becoming like a multi-gazillionaire company that is doing this. And I just laugh at it because that's exactly what we need. I remember my office building at Boyette and 301 in Balm Riverview, while they were whiting it, it was closed for 2 freaking years.
Yeah.
And every day there's nobody there. There's the cones and it's under construction.
Yeah.
It's like, I look at some of this stuff on Big Bend and I go, just do it.
Just knock it out.
Knock it out. It is not
my
that
feeling
difficult.
Is there's not
make
enough
so much-
nighttime work.
That
They need to be working during the night when there's less traffic, nobody's on the road, and I don't see that being done.
And close it for a couple days.
Yeah.
It does not take.
There's now you can
4
totally go
freaking
around
years.
now. Before you couldn't go around. It's totally connected now. You can go right through the preserve, come up the side, and problem solved. Do half, do the other half. You're not locked down. Now they could do it very easily.
And
Before,
I
not gonna happen.
don't get how they I don't get how they're profitable dragging this stuff out. Bob's, I want to own Bob's Barricade. Dude,
there has to be a
right?
clause in their contract that, hey, we get X amount of more dollars if this project takes
so by
X
the way,
amount of more time.
when I would do
They
my
pay for that
software
sign
gigs
every day.
Yeah.
So when I would do my software gigs, they would be like, okay, I'll use an example that we did. It was a $300,000 project, and they're like, we need this in 18 months. And if it's 18 months and a week, it's going to cost, we're going to deduct
Correct.
$5,000 a week. Right. And I said, okay, so if it's 18 months minus a week, it's plus 5,000. If it's 2 weeks, it's plus 10,000, whatever. They win it. You know what? We did it in 16 months.
There you go.
You
Thank
know what?
you.
And that's the way this stuff should be negotiated.
Correct.
And that's what I'm loving about our current administration is
45, 47.
he's a business guy that gets this type of stuff. And people go, oh, it's wrong. I go, no, this is the way this is the way these roads and everything else should be done.
Oh, did you see that meme? It's like before Doge, and there was like 7 construction workers and a guy and a bulldozer. And then after Doge, guy and a bulldozer. And we're all hurting a little bit the past week. If you looked at your 401ks, you look at your retirements, but you know what? You're not dying today, and if you are, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about that. Pull your
You know,
money out.
he's not cutting Medicaid, and if
He's
you're
not cutting
living and
Social
dying
Security, he's not
on
doing,
one
you
day
know,
things,
he's not
it
Hitler.
takes time to
You know.
invest. And you know, if you look at that,
It's been 2 months.
it's
Come
been
on.
2 months, and the guy
so
has
much
done so
happened
much done
in
in
such
2
a
months.
And if you look
short
at your
period.
winnings, if you look at how much you actually put in over your 5, 10, 20, 30 years, and look what it's worth, I gotta tell you, if you're if you either have a good financial person or you're good at looking at your stuff once a month, you're still doing a lot better than you did with all the money you put in.
Well, and the tariffs, people don't get the whole tariff thing.
Oh, they're pulled off.
They don't.
They're done.
And-
They're done
and-
tonight. Did you
if-
say?
if you have, I saw the Ukraine
China
negotiation
backed
thing,
off. I
and
mean, not China.
China backed off.
No. Canada backed off
Canada backed off.
on the electricity deal.
But here's the deal: is if you have not, I always crack up with people. So I had factories in China, and I've done business overseas. Right, for a while, we had an office in England. We had people in Romania and Pakistan that have worked for me, and
multiplying everywhere.
and Ukraine, and I had a factory in China over the years. And what people don't get is if you ship. Okay, so let's do your little cloth thing here.
All
that
right,
you've
brought
been
to
producing.
us from the coastal cleanup towels here, located here in a beautiful Palm Beach.
So the killer thing is you
Let's
can
say this was
import
made
those
in China.
You can import those in China for free. You pay no money whatsoever. There's no tariff or anything to import those into China. And the reason that happens is because you get to choose when you import that what that's called. Is that a window cleaner? If so, that might be 0%, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it's an advertising product, it might be 20% tariff.
Yeah.
But you get to determine what it is. Is it a
handkerchief?
A handkerchief.
Yeah.
Is it a microfiber
Cleaning
cloth?
Yeah.
Is it
whatever it is.
Shop
there might be 20 or 30
Disposable.
different things that it could be in there, and you
Could be
pick,
medical
and it could be
grade.
0 to 40%, and you pay nothing. But if I ship those to China with the logo on them to my employees, I'm going to pay 100%
If not more.
tariff or
Yeah,
more.
Yeah.
A laptop in Romania is 200% tariff if it's
flat
made in the U.S.
screen- A flat screen in Europe, it was a 50-inch TV. We were giggling. We can get them at Sam's Club at $229. There were $2,000 there because of tariffs.
Right, because they're going to pay. Other countries are paying that
To get in.
And in America, because of the politician and the way that's gone, everything is anti-America to bring into America. So there's no incentive to do business in America anymore.
You have
But a lot of people don't realize
this.
this.
This is leveling the playing
A
field.
lot of people didn't
You do
realize this
business
until
in-
it's
you,
being
you do
brought
business
up now.
in America. You just don't manufacture the stuff in America
Right.
because it's
Yeah.
cheaper to do overseas.
Correct.
That's why. And
And
We're a
and
service
those jobs.
economy.
I mean, look, Honda, as soon as he started talking about tariffs in Mexico, Honda brought their new factory. Is it in Kentucky or Indiana?
Yeah.
Indiana for the CRV.
Yeah, so they're moving their whole CRV factory from Mexico into Indiana, and that was just under the threat. It wasn't even an execution of tariff. And Honda goes, screw that shit. I'm moving a couple
because
thousand
we're the biggest
jobs
market
in
in the world. We're our
Yeah.
biggest customers. That's the thing. We are 4% of the Earth's population. We are 25% of the Earth's consumption. When
Yep.
you look at that, our dollar is 10 to 20 times worth more in many countries. The Canadian dollar, 68 cents to our dollar.
Yep.
And
and it used to be 90.
But until this presidency, a lot of this stuff, wasn't known. It didn't come to light.
Well, and
This
even
administration has
also
brought
think
so
it
much
came
to
to
light.
it
I
that-
still
think most
isn't come to
people
light.
thought
Peop-
that it
people
had to
don't
do with how much people were making here.
right.
And that does factor into it. However, the tariff is a bigger factor. So if it's cheaper to make it over there, not only from the standpoint of day-to-day wages, but on top of it, it's like double the problem when they bring it in.
the real problem is that if we need those goods, we don't have the manufacturing capacity. Let's say steel wool. Let's say we needed steel wool. 20 years ago, we sold all of our steel wool machine companies to the Chinese. if we
Right.
need masks again. There's no American mask factory that can handle the amount of masks that need to be done.
And I mean, even steel, right? So you look at World War II, we were the
biggest
manufacturer in the world of anything, basically, right?
Yeah.
And then after the war, we rebuilt Germany
Japan.
and Japan. And they were nicer, so they got nicer factories at the taxpayer dollar than the steel factories in Indiana and Ohio and Pittsburgh. And
we upped the game.
And we basically put Cleveland and Northern Indiana and Pittsburgh, we put them in the toilet, and we gave all the technology to England, to Germany and Japan, unfortunately. And we've done that over and over again. And Doge is exposing that. When you look at all this money that we're spending in other countries, it's just wrong. Spend it here. Help our veterans.
America first.
And even the Medicaid, that's the other thing. I lost it today because I had some friends go, oh, Trump took away my Medicaid. And I did some research. He has not taken away any Medicaid whatsoever. He has not taken away any food stamps whatsoever. What he wants to do is expose the fraud. And has he paused federal funding? Yeah, he has. Great. I'm all for it. Let's figure out where the money needs to be spent and let's spend it appropriately.
I do believe if you're 150 years old,
It's a programming error. Now, that doesn't explain the people 100 to 149. Okay. But the bigger question about 150 to 300 is, why do people that were never frickin' born
before unemployment and Social Security were on the rolls?
They were never born. They don't have a birth date, and they're in the Social Security rolls.
They're voting.
That's the bigger problem. That's the question is that they're not 150. They don't frickin' exist, or their data is flawed. Of which case, in either situation, they should not be on the Social Security rolls. If they don't have a Social Security number, it's blank. If they don't have a birth date, it's blank. They shouldn't be entered in the system.
From my personal experience,
I mean, that's my viewpoint.
I used to work with a few. A few years back, I owned a tree company up north, and we had these two Guatemalan guys that worked with us, and I worked with them for many years. We might have worked for each other for maybe 8 years straight. Right? They were great guys. But they had these Social Security cards that they got that, they divulged to me that they got them from Maryland.
Sure.
All they had to do was drive to Maryland, and they were able to get a Social Security card and their license, driver's license, and that's it. All of a sudden,
credit card.
All of a sudden, they're legit.
Hey, there were guys that were that I'm familiar with that were working in the lawn business, and they were born on February 30th.
There you go.
They had a driver's license.
Yeah.
Seriously, true story. So,
exactly.
They had a driver's license and a Social Security card that said they were born on February 30th.
And no one thought anything about that.
But it's bureaucracy. You can't change anything.
It's
That's
legal.
the thing.
It gets entered into the system, and it actually works. And obviously they were illegal, but the point is it's very easy. And there's people here in Ruskin and Waimama that produce there's a lot of people that have the same Social Security card. There's 10 or
Right.
15 guys.
The
that
worst
share
case
no
of
Social-
fraud that I ever saw, it was a woman. It was a Guatemalan woman in Brewster, New York, and she was in the papers, and she had gotten caught. She had 8 different Social Security cards, and she was getting 8 different cash assistance or
Sounds
your,
like
your
Hunter.
food stamps, your WIC,
yeah, the
your-
food
your fa-
stamps,
yeah,
the
et
WIC,
cetera.
and this, that, and the other. And fortunately, they caught this woman. But how many others
There's
of
a lot-
those women or
thousands.
men
And-
that are out there
Thousands.
that are just
Not
sucking
10,
the
not
system
20,
dry?
thousands.
So I had an employee in Romania, and so if you worked for an American company in Romania, and the Romanian government had a 60% tariff. So if I sent her $1,000, they took $600 off the top, and then she got to keep $400, and then she paid taxes on the $400, so she got about $240 on $1,000. So it made sense for her to work for a UK company in out of England, where they had a 10% tariff between Romania and the UK. So we ended up setting up a company. Well, in the process, I had to fire her in Romania, and so that she could work for the new company that we created in the UK.
Yeah.
Okay. So she was all excited. She goes, "Oh, this is cool because I'm going to be unemployed. I get my government food for a month." Right. And so she's pumped, right? So on Monday, she goes, "Okay, boss, I got to go. I'm going to be gone for a few hours.
I have to go get food now."
I got to go get my food." So she goes down. Now she's unemployed, right? So she gets her government food, right? And this is how I think food stamps should be within reason. Not quite to this extreme, but I'll explain it. So she goes and she stands in line on Monday because you're not working. You're going to collect your unemployment. So you go and you stand in line, you get processed, you fill out a bunch of forms, you get there, and you get your coupons. And your coupons. So now on Tuesday and Thursday, so Monday and Wednesday, they have the dairy and your produce. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, you can get your meat and your dry goods.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's too late now on Monday because she got her paperwork. So she's going to have to go on Wednesday for her dairy and produce. But on Tuesday, she can get up, she can go to the warehouse. Now it's 2 different warehouses. Now, again, there's free buses, right? It's socialism, right? So she can get on the bus and it doesn't, cost anything. And so she gets on the bus to her.
Yeah.
So she goes down and she goes for her dry goods, right? So she goes and she waits in line, and they come and they bring her a box of dry goods. And this is what she gets. And she gets a box, and it has rice and flour and salt and spices and pepper and sugar and maybe some pasta and a variety of dry good stuff, right?
It's
coffee, tea, whatever, right?
sounds
And
like
it's what you get.
a delivery service in America.
Right. But you don't get to pick.
Yeah, there you go.
Right? Here you
Co-op.
go. This is enough. You're going to get enough food to feed your family of 4 for a month. Now, but you don't get to pick what you want, right? And then you go to the next space, and now you get your meat and whatever else, right? So you might get some chicken, you might get some ground beef, you might get
Lamb.
a cut of lamb, you might get some goat meat. I don't know, the rabbit. She was
Squirrel.
always excited she got rabbit.
Nah.
Horse if she got a rabbit, but she would get meat and so then on Wednesday when she's going to get her eggs and dairy and produce and stuff, she's like, I go, "You ready?" And she goes, "Screw this, I'm done." She goes, "I got to go wait in line." She goes, "It's better for me just to start working on the new job and pay for this," because she now has to make her own bread, right? She doesn't get loaves of bread.
Yeah.
She doesn't get hot dog
Here's
buns,
yeast.
right? I mean, if she wants sausage, she makes her own sausage.
So all of a sudden she has to work.
She's got pork that she can ground. I mean, she's got a slab of pork, right? So
That's
she's got to
seasoning.
cut the stuff up, put it in the freezer, whatever.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, that's the way. I'm sorry, that's if you're on food stamps, you should not be able to buy crab and lobster and
Exactly.
Yeah, but there's also-
If it's bad enough where you need the product,
you
just
should be
just
able to
get-
feed your family. I mean, what's
Exactly.
wrong with rice
There's-
and beans? I mean,
Yeah.
I eat rice and beans all the time. I
Yeah.
mean, when I lost my business and I had to start over, man, we were on rice and beans
Oodles
and
and
ramen
noodles.
and
We make our own pasta.
yeah.
There you go.
You know, that,
That's by choice, but
Yeah.
I can make my own pasta all day long.
Yeah, but I mean, so she's like, man, this is a pain in the butt to do it. But you know what happens is they don't have an unemployment problem.
nope.
Because you know
Yeah.
what? Because
There you go.
people find it just as easy to go get a job, and we've created this
It's an
entitlement
incentive
thing.
State.
I was looking at our friend Julie, who's been interviewing people, and she had somebody show up in pajamas, and then she had somebody else call in for their interview during their Uber, and it's like we've created this participation trophy of America. And
my old boss / mentor, God rest his soul, Bill Henry. He used to tell me, for the first 2 years of my company, I ate peanut butter and jellies and tuna fish sandwiches.
right there.
And I didn't realize that was an actual truth until my first 2 years of business, where I'm eating ramen noodles and PB&Js, and I'm like, okay, I get it,
Well,
right? And that's
we would go with friends to the commissary, and mac and cheese was 10 for $1.
yeah.
The
There you
generic mac
go.
and cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Ramen's used to be
I-
10 for a buck.
and
Yeah.
I'm buying that stuff, and people are like, oh, you fancy people, you're eating prime rib and lobster and crab and oysters. I'm like, yeah, I put in my time for that.
Mhm.
I mean, you got to understand. I mean, my wife going to the nail salon was a freaking luxury
Sure
for a
was.
long time. That was just not going to happen.
Yeah. Well, even
Yep.
people now, they see the nice truck, they see the big house or whatever, and they think, oh, Joe Condi, Total Pressure, oh, he's doing great. I still have my own
Pressure, yeah.
issues.
Right.
I still have my own problems. I still have things that come up. Trucks that break and a house that needs fixing and
It's funny.
kids that need this and that and the wife that needs X, Y, and Z and my parents that are sick, and everyone's got their stuff.
Right.
I just
Right?
had this conversation with Howard.
And why are we
People
paying for other
see
people?
us as we are now. They don't see the struggle it took for us to get where we
Yeah,
are now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
We all
mowed
came from
lawns. I
nothing.
mowed lawns. I stocked shelves.
Yeah.
I got up
Exactly.
in the middle of the
We
night.
went to the
I
flea
cold
market
called.
with babies with us.
5:30 in the morning.
5:30 sitting at the freaking English
Waiting
Town
for it to
flea
open
market.
up in the
Yeah.
freezing cold just to make money.
There you
Yep.
go.
Another thing too I want to bring up is that right before the show, I was watching a little TV. Teo had walked inside, and a report came out. Check this out. From 1960 to now, Americans have packed on an average of 60 pounds.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's almost 8 to 9 pounds a year. I mean, a decade. That the average American used to be 160 pounds. Now the average American is nowhere near that. See, now, when you think about it, the
There's a
food that we're
luxury to
eating,
it.
it's cheap to eat. It's inexpensive to eat shit food. You can get a pound of
Dude,
cookies for a
for
dollar.
for $9.99, you can get a large pepperoni pizza at Domino's.
Yeah.
If you pick it up,
Absolutely.
you don't deliver it.
Yeah.
$9.99.
But
Try
if
getting
you
a
took- but if-
salad.
But
with
but a
chicken.
salad's going to cost $12 to
But if-
15
Exactly.
But
bucks.
if you went to a store and spent $10, the meal you could make, if between the rice, between some veggies and this
Yep.
and that, the quality of food
Yep.
that
If you go to
the
the co-op, you
convenience-
can go to the co-op, pick up your broccoli, pick up your lettuce, pick up and we do radishes, we do mushrooms are kind of a luxury these days. Mushrooms have been expensive of late.
But we're
But
so used to
but
right
convenient.
now.
The
I want
problem is
it
the thing is
now.
no one does the meal prep.
and
No
we're
one
too busy
does
running
stuff.
around
Yeah.
trying to take care of those things in your house.
Yeah.
Pick up the kids, do this, do that. Just get a pizza. It's easy.
Yep.
And unfortunately, from us doing this, the fast foods at first, and I wasn't a huge RFK guy, but I got to tell you, the fast foods in the 80s and 90s, they were made of good food, good meat.
Yeah.
And
Burgers
then
were actually
they were
burgers.
burgers. The pizzas were good pizzas. Pizza Hut was so different there. And
They actually mixed, flour
exactly, they
salt,
made their
yeah,
dough right there
and
fresh.
sugar.
When I
and
worked at
water
Wendy's, they
and
made
some
the
yeast.
chili right there fresh. Those things being said, now eat Panera, all these guys,
Yep.
What was it?
disclaimer.
Was it Noble? Did we have Noble Romans? We had Noble Romans, and you had the guys mixing the dough and spinning the dough
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
window
I
Well,
used
you
to
go,
spin
"Oh, this
pizzas
is- this
at Chuck
is-
E. Cheese with real dough, and that was.
Yeah.
But now everything comes in so processed.
And that was Chuck E. Cheese
It was
real
Chuck E.
dough.
Right,
Cheese.
yeah.
It comes in so just at the cheapest possible acceptability with the most preservatives. When we went to Europe the other 6 months ago,
Oh
a
my God, yeah.
Coca-Cola had 40 calories. Look at a can now here. It's
40
150 calories. I
Yeah.
drank soda
Well,
all
you
the
know-
They
time.
you
don't
know-
put the
There's
sugar.
four
So-
They
ingredients.
do not add the sugar that
It was
we
4
add
ingredients in the damn thing.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing is, and I don't know if you guys know, so like the diet sodas, it's Diet Coke is illegal in every country except the United States of America.
Absolutely.
It failed the FDA. I
Well, a
believe
lot of things that say
29
diet or
times.
low
I
fat.
believe
or,
it failed 29 times, and the political PACs spent so much money to get the FDA to approve
Let
it.
it
It has
go.
formaldehyde. It's killing people,
Yeah.
So
and that chemical is flat out illegal. In you can't go to a third world country. You can't go to Haiti and
And
buy a Diet Coke because it's so fucking deadly.
let me say,
But yet it's on every shelf here.
I went today to
And
buy
energy drinks the
to
same
buy
thing.
white wine today. So
Okay.
I went over to buy white wine because I had a couple of bottles of red, but I didn't have any white.
Oh, you should grade
So I
my
went
fridge.
to buy. Well, I went to buy white wine, and I saw one that said low calorie, and I picked it up because wine is not.
Right.
And when I flipped the bottle over, because now that I've been to Europe multiple times,
Wow.
I can't not
Bougie.
look at ingredients. I'm making my own pasta. Why?
Yep.
Because
Yep.
I don't want what's in our pasta.
Right.
So I looked at the white wine and it just said 0 sugar. They didn't have to put what was actually in it. And I happen to be allergic to fake sugar, even stevia. There's something in it chemically that I can't have.
yeah.
But I looked at it and they don't have to put what's actually in the wine. And I
Yeah.
started looking at wine. I was like, it doesn't even say what's in there. We know, well, we assume it's grapes. We assume it's
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
You know,
What do
so
we know even about our own alcoholic beverages?
We're all getting in shape, and-
Everybody in Europe, if you looked at the fridges that we have, right, and I'm bad because I have 5 fridges in my house,
you do.
and well, we have 3 for the bar, and then we have the garage and the
Yeah.
regular,
We have 3. Yeah.
and a lot of it is
I have
is
3, one
produce
right
and
there.
stuff, and the crazy part is we buy all this stuff in bulk, but we buy stuff that lasts forever.
Ever.
And in Europe,
It doesn't.
I used to spend a lot of
Preserves.
time in Switzerland and France and Germany, and
Their
so
stuff expires in a couple months versus.
and it. What happens is you go to the market every day on the way home from work, and you
Yep.
pick up what you need for dinner, and you do that, and the pricing is kind of the same. You don't have this Sam's Club mentality
of buying 5 loaves of bread.
right.
I
Right.
need 48 croissants and I need 36 muffins for my house. How many people live in your house? Me, my wife, my dog, my
Yeah.
cat.
Yeah. You know what's helped our
Exactly.
house?
How much?
Our household.
$8.68.
Now with 8
What's-
kids,
What's helped our household immensely, and I will attest to this because 3 years back, I'm looking at my budget and I'm wondering where's all my money going, and I realize, and I say to my wife, wow, when I actually do the numbers and I'm looking through my bank account, babe, I've spent $1,200 this month alone on eating out.
That's it.
Yep.
Right. And
Exactly.
then I'm like, okay. And I get so amped up and excited about it. I said, no, you do it. You go through your bank account right now and you find out what you spent this month. And she's like, well, babe, she goes through $600. And so already we're up to $1,800.
$80 a day you're spending on eating out.
Yeah. And so that's when
Easy.
that's when I finally realized, right? Okay, let's make a calendar for the month. Okay, so now, and since then, we have a calendar for the month. We write out each meal for the day, for the month, for that month. And it's saved so much money. And we still do it. We still do it to this day.
Tonight's spaghetti night. Tomorrow's tacos.
No,
We're gonna have pizza.
Tonight actually was spaghetti.
You like that,
Spaghetti
Jen?
night.
Nice, I like it.
Score.
Yeah, and that's what I'm waiting to get home back to,
Yeah.
right? But it makes it so easy. It makes it easy for her. It makes it easy for me.
It's cost effective.
It's
too.
cost effective. We know what we need for the day, for the week, for the next 2 weeks. We know exactly what we
And the
need.
thing is, you can plan ahead.
You know-
and
spend money
I grew up
appropriately.
I grew up that way. You know, my family everything was planned out on the month, and we knew that we were having this on this day, this on this day, this on this day, so that they could pull stuff out of the freezer, and we can, right? So
Yep.
during tomato season, you know, my mom, my grandma, they would sit and they would pack, you know, they would dice up and, you know, can the tomatoes, and they'd make their own spaghetti sauce, which, oh my God, thank God we're not in that world anymore. My mom was not a great cook. There is not.
Neither was mine.
Well,
I love her to death, but man, her food, I like other stuff. But
we're gonna take a break. Or say
but yeah,
goodnight?
actually, we're probably say good night, man. We're
Well,
like
I wanted to
way
bring up two things
overdone.
real quick. Some people coming to
yeah.
town.
So we got to give away the tickets.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody wants tickets right this second, but we'll figure out a way to give them
Yeah.
out. But in the meanwhile, if anyone wants the tickets, let us know now. We'll give you the
Put
tickets.
it in the chat, and we
For
will
Zach's
pick
comedy
someone.
night on Friday night.
and you get to hang out with us.
Heck
Guess
yeah.
who's coming to town, Teo?
Who?
You got to guess.
I don't know, man. Sticks.
Santa Claus?
No.
Journey.
Foreigner.
He's usually coming to town.
Diana Ross, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Oh,
There you go.
Ruth Ecker Hall.
There you go.
So does she have a walker or a wheelchair?
I have no idea. I just know. I just
Both.
I gotta say.
I don't know. It seems like the Codgers are out. Okay. This is gonna go before your youth. Are you ready?
Go ahead.
Starship.
That might
Jefferson
actually
Got
Starship.
those Jefferson.
that might actually be okay.
I don't know. So they're coming to town. You can see them at the 13th and the 16th. I think Friday and next Tuesday, Diana Ross. And,
Well, that won't happen. I'm surgery.
There you go. And also, too, what else did I want to mention to everybody? This is the unfortunate 5-year anniversary of the declaration of the pandemic. I think it's fair to
Ooh.
say that
Wow, that's right. It is.
5 years already.
5 years.
Wow.
We walked off of a ship and found out we were in a pandemic.
So I had got the equivalent of yesterday. I'd gotten off my off a flight from England.
On the pinball.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 5 years flew.
Yeah.
I think 3.5 were stolen from us, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Big
And on
time.
top of it too, it's good to see that a lot of us weren't crazy, and we were lied to.
Yep.
It almost got my daughter, by the way, that pandemic thing. She didn't want to let go of her mask.
Oh.
Okay. And it was very sad, and I didn't think it would happen to us, but she was almost traumatized to go out in public without her mask, and I had to let her know.
Oh
Listen,
man.
It's gonna be okay.
yeah, it's
I
gonna
actually-
be yeah.
I actually threw away all the masks today because I was
Good for you.
There you
undoing
go.
tubs, and I had a bunch of my old, I had masks that looked like I was smoking a cigar and
Yeah.
stuff. And well, I'm unpacking stuff from we're moving into the house, right? Since we've rebuilt it. So I had tubs of stuff that were
Yep.
there.
I think we
and-
should
and
burn
one of
some
them
after
thing-
the show.
Oh,
Oh,
they're
okay.
already in the
No, I've got
garbage.
some
Yeah,
downstairs. We should
okay.
just actually do it live video.
Put 'em on the fireplace.
No, put them out in the
Yeah.
street and burn
I
them in
didn't
the
even know I
street.
had them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For all of you that lost family and had
we're
some-
sorry about that.
We're sorry about that. We're making light of a really bad situation that was
I don't-
handled very poorly. And
I don't think
looking
it's we're making light of it. We're just finding
yeah.
the end of it.
Yeah.
And
Happily.
and as we move forward, hopefully this will never happen to us in our lifetime
Or our children.
or our children or
Mhm.
humanity again.
Yeah.
And that being said, we appreciate everybody watching us. If you'd like to go to the show, let us know. As the boogeyman says, woke is out, Trump is back.
Yep.
And that being said, Teo, thank you very much.
Well,
Give
wait
us-
a
Thank you,
second. I
guys.
just want to say, if anybody has a small business and they would really love to become part of this show, we are so about that.
Absolutely.
So you can call any of us or hit us up on Facebook. Go ahead and do that because we're really all about the small business here.
Yep. And you could be like, Don and Joe and showcase your business and tell people about what you do. So
we want to
like,
thank
I
our
didn't know
friends.
about the screen. So that's a good thing.
Yeah,
I had no idea that they fix phones.
Yeah.
And he's an insurance dealer. I mean, on a side note,
Watches.
watches too.
Yeah.
But I went to a phone place. They were a insurance dealer, and they couldn't get my phone fixed or the part or anything, and they were the only option.
He is so straight up. I mean,
yeah.
I've known him long before he became at Batteries Plus, and That was like my absolute first thought when I bought that car. I'm like, only one key fob. I'm like, oh, I'm getting a second one
sucks.
today.
$600 at a dealership.
Yeah, it was $200,
You know?
And he had to order the specific one to match mine, which was fine, and it'll be in a week, and we're all good to go. So.
Also, our friends here at South Shore
Yeah.
Cleaning and Supply, Bruce and Todd, near and dear to my heart.
Yep.
They do a great job. We want to thank them very much. We also want to thank the magazine, ApolloBeachPublishing.com. And Joanne, shout out the magazine, please.
So it is South Shore Sports and Entertainment Magazine. Last month was the Boys of Summer. April's coming up. We got so many concerts going on, so you have no idea what's going to be on the front page. There's a lot of interviews coming up. And I'm really trying to get Gene Simmons on.
And there you go, the draft party, too. Also, Jen Budd, Ali Serrano Portraits, our friend Pierre over at Digital Excellence, the Flip Flop Shop, Pool Kings of Apollo Beach, Pure Romance, Trish, also JD Coaching, Cars and Coffee, Andre, Aldo, Cheeto, and the boys. Can't forget Juice.
Yep.
Thank you very much. We'll see you hopefully next Tuesday. If not, we'll push it to Wednesday.
Yeah.
All right.
Good.
Again, thanks for coming on.
Yes, thank you,
And
Joe.
we
Thanks for
appreciate
having
your
us.
perspective on everything.
You got it.
Go
Pleasure.
Bucks.
See you.
All right.
That
Camera
camera.
over
That
here.
camera. That
The camera
camera.
over
All
here.
right.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
Go Bucks. Play some commercials.